Let's go.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I messed up. This was members only chat, and I've only just realised, so I've just changed it now. So hopefully we get non-members in as well. So hello, Soulbar, Drew, Jane. That's it. We haven't got 3 people in.
Hello.
And hello, Miles, and hello, Abby.
Hello, Miles. How are you doing this week?
I thought I couldn't make it today because my internet's been shit today.
Oh, it's all right. Just get a mouse and a wheel and just make sure it keeps going around generating. You'll be fine.
Pros, when you live in the countryside, you get dodgy Wi-Fi.
You do.
Yes.
You do.
Yes. So Nicole may or may not be with us. She is on her way to an event. She's the other side of the river. That's all I know. And it's same as you, middle of nowhere, no signal or nothing. So she's going to try and get on, but she said don't count on it. Her words, not mine. So thank you, everyone, for coming on. So Miles is going to be talking again about Rendlesham and mermaids, because we never got a chance to talk about the mermaids last week, and absolutely gutted. So, but just before we do go into that, just want to say a week tomorrow, the tickets are going to go on sale for the Vale Nocturne event in York at York Castle Museum for the 26th of September next year. I am going to do some before then. I'm going to do 10 tickets as like pre-launch sort of thing. So I'm going to do some of the tickets first, and we're just playing it by ear to see how it goes. But
Looking forward to that. It sounds like it's going to be really good.
Yeah, as long as it works. Selective people don't let me down, not you, the one that I was talking about before. He knows who he is, so it's all good.
I've got my camera ready, you're fine.
Excellent. Right, so Miles, where do you want to start? It's entirely up to you.
Probably talk about Area 1.
Oh, yes.
I don't think you've been to Area 1 yet, Andy. It's quite interesting. It's on
Is that near the hangars? So you get the big green hangars right at the back?
So you know where the house is? When you drive up, there's a house, and you've got those...
the log cabins.
Yeah, those. So you've got the house, and then it's on the other side of that. So you walk up a path. You don't, you're near to the runway, but you can't. You can see the bunkers, but you're not on that side where the bunkers are.
Right, got you.
So the reason I found out was because when I went, last Saturday with Lane and that, we went to Area 1. Very interesting conversation, if I can remember it all from the top of my head.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I don't know if you know, like Brenda Butler.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So Derek's
Savoury
was best friends with her.
Yeah.
And we just went, which is Elaine's brother, and we went to Area 1. And she was just saying, she doesn't take people to the actual Area 1.
Yeah.
Because where she puts on the map is Area 1. But when I then talk to her, she says, well, my brother takes people to the right one. It's not actually Area 1.
Oh.
So with the map, so it's one of the old videos she did 5 years ago. This is what I was a little bit confused about. So she did a video. She said, this is Area 1. And I spoke to Elaine, and Elaine went, well, actually, that's not where Area 1 is. And apparently, she's very secretive where it is. That's not, I'm just being told what I've been told.
Yeah.
So, because I said, well, she takes people to other Area 1. And apparently, no, that's not the right one. So we went to Area 1. And I'm not even joking you, it's literally, as you go in, like a triangle. There were trees there, but apparently, literally, they cut the trees down. So it's just literally like a meadow.
Oh.
Because it used to be really treey but apparently
Yeah.
it's come down because of radiation. But you go into it and you can feel the engine. So like you go in, and this is what he was talking to Alex, saying that the that's where they, after the incident, they were experimenting with some sort of craft, and their craft crashed at Area 1.
Yeah.
The UFO event happened in Cable Green.
Yeah.
But it happened a couple of months after the whole incident. Because then he was talking about they were shutting down all the lights, were shutting down nuclear bunkers. One of the witnesses who was there, Colonel Holt, mentioned in a very old video that they were going around, the beams were shutting down nuclear missiles. He then denied it happened, which just confused some people into that situation. And but I think when I first went to Area 1, you do feel it.
Yeah.
One of Elaine's friends did Reiki in there. And the military are very cagey when you get to Area 1. They're very quick to shoot you out. And he was doing Reiki, and he was literally just blankly told, you can't do Reiki in that area. You can do Reiki in the other forest, but not in that area.
Oh.
So and I've been shooed out from Area 1. I've been followed down that track by military people.
I need to go.
Even as a public footpath, I've obviously went past Area 1 because I didn't know where it was, but I was walking, kind of going up to Area 1, and they were literally following me. And had occasions where they've actually been on the same track, and people said they get really cagey because they start to kind of, do things which you wouldn't expect a normal person to do, like either tell you why you're here, you don't need to be in this area. But Lane's
it's a public forest though, so
but Lane's partner
Wow.
literally told, the impression was like you need to leave at Area 1. So he was followed and whatever. So he left. I then got past Area 1 and they walked away. As soon as I got past Area 1, they weren't being contagious anymore, they just left.
How many was there?
5.
All geared up?
Armed.
So proper military suited and booted.
Yeah.
I knew I should have gone. I just couldn't get there.
Oh, dude.
I know.
We're going to Area 1.
But Area 1, isn't that where Brenda and Derek, and there's another woman, I'm not sure of her name, that's where they can do the levitating in that area?
Yeah, you can. I haven't done it, but you can do it.
I know there are videos out there of people actually doing it.
Yeah, you can do it.
And the people that have told me, I trust 100%. They have no reason to lie about it.
Yeah.
I've not seen videos, but I don't need to. Wow.
Yeah, and at Area 1, there's a portal. There's a portal there. And what happened was when he was doing his Reiki, the military told him to move on, and very quickly the next day shut it down. That whole track was shut down, jugged up, and then the earth was just put over it again. And apparently they're trying to shut down the portal there. And they closed it all up. Military, you couldn't get in it.
So do you think... Right, so I know about the portal, but I know Alistair Crowley used to do shit down there as well back in the day.
That's the other side. That's near where the UFO statue is.
Yeah, but could it not be something to do with it? Because I've heard a couple of different stories. The first one is when the giant lemon squeezer was seen on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and a couple of days before and prior and after, that there was people on the base that was messing about with stuff that they shouldn't have been doing, and they opened a portal. and they didn't know. A bit like Montauk, they opened it and couldn't close it,
Mm.
and apparently it keeps opening. I had a face-to-face conversation with this person. I don't want to give the name, but yeah.
Yeah, because there's 3 portals at Rendlesham.
Great.
Yeah, I've seen all of them. I know the locations of them.
I'd be happy with one.
Because you've got one on track 11, as you just come into the forest, you've got on the right-hand side. The military 5, that one, they're just a bit cagey of Area 1. A bit cagey.
Yeah.
But, so there's 3. I've been there at night, and there's been, it looks like a star, and then all of a sudden it will do something very dramatically. That's not a star. Like first all stars do not go from bright white to then bright red, and then just disappear. I was like, that's not a star. But interesting enough, couple of times I've been there when something's happened, and then all of a sudden it kind of goes. There's all of a sudden there's military people. We'll be going out of forest, and all of a sudden there's military people going past. And I went, I thought this is not an active base. But there's base. There's literally, I've been watching, and if the sky's clear, you can literally look up where the base is, and you can see things going past the base or going towards Cable Green, and it's quite active. I mean, you can't think. Interesting is that I've did it where like once we don't actually put your attentions out there, see what happened, but if there's still activity there. And people have seen ETs, people have seen the shug monkey, people have seen Bigfoot, Sasquatch, have seen big cats. I practically use skinwalkers, even though they're not. That's more like a American thing. But people have seen quite a lot of things, and there's like different type of species. People have seen the greys, people have seen tall whites, people have seen blue aliens there at the East Gate. Someone camped in the forest and said there was beings lurking around in the tree line at East Gate. Yeah, and it's still active, regardless what happened when the UFO incident happened. There's still activity. When I camped there was activity. People were scared. I think one person did a night walk when I was camping out at the forest, and he would never come back to the forest. He saw something which was like, I'm coming back. But he wouldn't tell you what it was. It was like, I saw this unusual thing. And obviously, he's a skeptic. And when he saw that, and obviously most of the people were taking a mick out of him, so he kind of shut down very quickly.
Yeah.
But when I camped there, you'd always see green orbs going past, or I didn't see any of the tree lines, but you'd see them near the tree lines.
Yeah.
Being observant, you just kind of watch it and you just see it. But you'd be quite interested how like most people who camp at the forest are totally oblivious. But when you start looking, you start seeing it.
Yeah.
It's one of those, isn't it?
As well.
Yeah. When you know what you're looking for, it's a completely different ball game.
So do the apports happen around the portal? Because John Hanson was telling me they were getting like stones and a duck, or like a little rubber duck, not an actual duck.
That'd be interesting if a duck came through.
Yeah. They get apports of these things just like appearing and just like boom, dropping right next to them.
I was walking with a group. This is when we do with Lane. Every month we do a walk around Rendlesham. Literally came back from where we went with Andy once, before Andy went. And we were coming back from that path. And all of a sudden, this stone literally landed dead centre in the middle. We didn't see it. My God, it made a loud sound.
Yeah.
And we picked up and it was literally boiling hot.
Yes, yeah. That's exactly the same thing John said.
And you sit there, you try to figure out, well, where did it come from? We're on the track. And I did say to her husband, did you throw a stone? Let's just be honest. Did you throw a stone? He said, no, but I saw it come through. but he didn't know where it came from. It just literally came out of thin air and just smacked right in the centre. And I was like, because it sounded, and it was a very small stone, but it sounded like a rock hit.
Yeah. So maybe in the other side of the portal, it's bigger and we see it differently, like what they say about UFOs and non-human beings. We don't see them in their fullness.
Yeah.
Like a big shadowy type.
Yeah, you just see maybe part of it. Could it be that? And that's why it sounded bigger. Or maybe the density of it is different. So that's why it made a deeper sound.
Yeah. Well, John says the actual composition of the rocks have changed.
Oh.
So if it happens again, get the rock. Keep the rock.
Yes.
This happens, isn't it? When you're walking back from something, you don't expect it. The next week you turn around, like, there's a rock there.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah.
I have noticed people who, we've been walking down a track, and you hear someone literally walking in front of you. You can't see it, but you can hear someone literally like Bigfoot, like going smack down on the grass. I'm like petrified to actually move.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no one here, but someone's just literally walked past the track. Speaking to someone else, someone said, oh yeah, they took a photo. This is very interesting. They took a photo. They couldn't see it, but on the photo, the camera caught a Sasquatch.
Oh.
Just walking, making eye contact with a person, just walking down the track. This was on track 11, and he showed me the photo, but he won't let me post it.
Yeah.
Because he said he doesn't want to get ridiculed. But he said literally, he don't know why, he had this feeling of like, I need to get a phone out and take a photo. And he took a photo, and the camera saw what he couldn't see.
So it wasn't visible to the naked eye, but the camera picked it up.
Yeah, and that was very interesting enough. That happened to one of the portals. Near to it.
Can you see the portals?
When I remote view, I do.
But you can't see them when you're there physically with the naked eye.
With a camera, you can.
You not get like a glimmer effect.
You can feel the energy.
Right.
Oh yeah, you feel it. But
have you ever considered stepping through it?
Probably not. I've been near when it's there and you feel it, and it's like, you know, that kind of your head say like, do I really want to go through there?
I'd want to put my arm through it, but then I'd worry about something grabbing it on the other side and dragging me through, and not being able to get back.
What about throwing something through? Like, you know, that's a bit safer, like an inanimate object, and see if it actually comes back.
I suppose you could, like, say, fly a drone into it and have a look that way.
Funny enough, everybody's phones, when you either get near to a portal or you're just in the phones in general, either you're at 100% and then you're at 1%.
It just drains it. Takes the energy to keep it running.
Yeah.
And this, you could be near a portal and it happens, or it could be near the UFO statue and all of a sudden your phone is literally on 1%, it was on 100% literally a few minutes ago.
That happened with Elaine. That happened with Elaine. Her phone was on like 97% or something, and it dropped down to like 42. She's not here, she's on holidays, she's sunning it up. So I can't remember exactly what it was that she said, but it was like it literally drained it.
I've been chased out of that forest.
Yeah.
I've had very interesting when I was walking to do all my caches, I heard very loud screaming sound, which actually sounded like pretty much like a Sasquatch. I didn't see it, I just heard it. I heard it.
Yeah.
One at Eastgate, one near the UFO statue, and heard it at night, which is even more creepier. Because if you're in Eastgate Park, and I do a lot of stargazing, because obviously saying to people who are doing UFO, they get a bit funny at Rendlesham, so it's like I just do stargazing, and so I've heard that in the distance. I've seen a lot of trees. I've seen trees falling down, but interesting is trees not naturally falling down. Like someone's physically took the tree and snapped it like on the
Yeah.
ground. That could be the Forestry Commission, or it could be something else. I've seen that, but that's right deep in the forest, and it's off the track.
Yeah.
And it's deep in the woods.
Yeah, but so why would you do that unless? Because I know when they've got like if you've got a disease, they mark them up, don't they?
Yeah.
To ready for cutting them down. Because I remember years ago, in like where I lived in Manchester, in the front garden, we had a Dutch elm, and they get Dutch elm disease. Who'd have thought it? And it was leaning toward the house. So it was a couple of 100 feet up. It was massive. So they had to come and like cut it down in bits. I remember watching them doing it. And then it's just like a little stump. But even if it's what I'm getting at is if that was in the forest, you use a spray paint and either put an X or a circle or a triangle on it, depending what it is that they're going to be doing with that tree. And they don't just do one, they do a couple around it as well. So for one to be taken down and just left there doesn't make sense.
I mean, there was a spray paint because no one Forestry Commission spray painted it. And when I was, this is going back 7 years ago. When I was there 7 years ago, Forestry Commission were very cagey. First, they wouldn't tell you where the UFO actually landed. They've all had interesting experiences, either with orbs, hearing things, or just strange things in general happening.
Yeah.
People, they've also seen like triangle crafts there. It's very interesting. Like they have seen the classic, circle craft disc. Interesting enough, people who I've spoken to always see the triangle craft. Like it'll be in the distance, or it'll be really low, and it's like one person said it literally takes half of the sky up because it's so big.
Yeah. But could that not be the TR3B? Because there's a load more sightings of that recently.
Could be,
I don't know how big they are, so
yeah, but
I think she's having issues with a microphone because I noticed it kept going mute, unmute.
But that wouldn't explain if it all sudden, because what people have said is that all of a sudden this triangle will be here and the next minute it will just explode into a million pieces and it's gone. And I'm like, that's not a differential craft.
Could that be a hologram or a projection?
Things like, that's the thing, is like, obviously it's near Jamaica base and they are literally talking about reactivating it, bringing it back. And I would say, this would be interesting to see what happens with the activity. Because there's still activity there, it's not, what I'd say, all the time. I've seen, it looks like a mothership craft come in.
Yeah.
Very quickly, I only saw it for a split second and it disappeared.
Started?
I don't know what happened there. You all froze and just went away.
Well, your microphone was going mute, unmute, mute, unmute.
Yeah,
mute.
I was trying to stop it, and it was just like kept going on to mute. And I was like,
I don't know what's going on. It's because we're talking about
literally,
Rendlesham.
when you said about the TR, the plane, it just literally everyone disappeared, and I'm like, oh, where's everyone gone?
Yeah, I won't say it again.
Make that what you will.
The scary thing is the house what lives next to the base. What I've heard from Elaine's husband is that they've been paid out. There's constantly people coming in and out of our house. Military don't own it.
The one next to Eastgate Car Park.
So you go past it to get into Eastgate Car Park.
So it's about 100 yards on the right as you drive down. Yeah.
Yeah. People have been pounded. I don't know if it's true, considering you try to get answers from military, but they don't give them to you.
No.
The storyline is to this day not a defence significance what happened in the forest. And I was saying this last week. Well, if there's strange lights going in the forest, it must be defence significance. Either it's one of their craft, or they know about it and they don't want to say nothing about it. The fact is that they've got 18 folders which are still classified, which they keep saying they're going to release. They keep stalling it every year, and they're not releasing them. So it's like, well, why are you saying it's not a national security threat, and yet you've got 18 folders which you are not releasing? So either you know something, you just don't say it. Frankly, I would admit if you just say, well, we know what's happened, then we're not going to say it. But it's the military; they're not going to admit.
Well, no, that's it. I mean, they did the big UFO dump, didn't they, in 2009 and 2010? The UFO desk,
oh yeah,
Nick Pope, he released, they released everything, didn't they? And hardly anything was in there. And the Cyprus event wasn't in there either. They completely left that one out.
Because what they'll have 2 piles. They'll have one with all the evidence that proves everything that we think we know, but we're not told.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll have this bit. It's like, well, it could be a UFO, and it's like they're the files that get released.
It's the public sightings, that get released. Yeah.
The ones that have already gone mainstream that everyone knows about.
Yeah. I mean, when I first, I suppose, second time I remote viewed the forest, is you see the different thing. I think what I picked up is that obviously when because of all the dimensions are stacked on one another.
Yeah.
What was interesting was the information I got was that when people, this doesn't mean spirits, but when ETs and stuff would live in 4D dimension, who don't really live in the 3D dimension, when they step into our dimension, they look like a black shape, like a black figure, but it's not, because it's the dimensions. So they've got kind of come into our dimension. That's why it looks like a black figure. But actually,
so you're kind of getting a reflection of what they are.
If they live in,
which may explain the shadow person phenomenon.
And that's what I've been thinking, because you see you get told that these shadow people, they'll go up into where the wall and ceiling meet, the top corner or in a closet, so it's just easy for them to disappear.
When I was in Wiltshire, I had a black shadow hooded figure, and that was going around UFO activity. So was that one of those fourth dimensional? Because I never figured out what that was.
Yeah, and those people who I spoke to who have been at Rendlesham Forest, who have seen black figures, or have seen, well, most people have said they've seen ETs, but won't publicly come and say it. And they keep saying, well, we keep seeing these greys. And I'm like, well, they're not actually grey. Their actual species names is Satyr reticuli. That's what their species names is. We know that. Loads of remote viewers have said that's what their species names are. They're Satyr reticuli. So, people call them grey, and I'm like, they're Satyr reticuli because I've encountered them when I've done things with remote viewing, and that is their species name. But they've been seen there at Rendlesham, small and tall. But the tall one's actually their military class, that they're genetically made to be more taller and more stronger.
Yeah.
Interesting.
These 7-foot shadowy figures.
Yeah. So Rendlesham Forest, it's interesting. Once you get into it, you're kind of hooked. You can't just leave.
You can't just go once.
Because there's so much thing goes on. And then once you kind of figure out, you don't figure out because then something else happens. You're like,
Every time I've gone, something different. I've been 4 times. Each time I've gone, something different has happened.
Yeah.
We've had the orange orbs. I've seen white orbs on 2 occasions. I've seen the German SS soldier walking through the forest the opposite way. We had all the dragonflies, butterflies, and crickets just on one 100-yard bit of path. And
wow!
It's like someone had put a screen down either end and down the side.
What time of year was that?
What time of year? June, July.
Yeah.
2 or 3, but it was only on this one section. So as you're walking down the path, they was level with the path. It didn't go out onto the grass either side. It stopped at the start. It started at the start of the path as you turn off.
Yeah.
And as you get about 3/4 of the way down towards the end, it kind of just faded out and there's nothing there. But there's damselflies, dragonflies, butterflies, crickets, grasshoppers, just in this one bit.
Wondering if they were like responding to some sort of frequency. And that's why they were gathered in that one area, because there was something that was, triggering their internal GPS or whatever they used to fly by, find flowers and all the rest of it.
But the floor was crawling with crickets and grasshoppers, and I mean it was moving, and you had to walk on the grass. You didn't stand on them. It was so weird.
Very Temple of Doom.
Yeah. That's what it reminded me of. But and then it just stopped.
Wow. I've seriously got to get my backside to Rendlesham.
You definitely do.
Rendlesham is still a mystery. Unless it comes out and goes, well, here's what happened. Because things like it's quite confusing when you go into it, because people tell you different things, and it's like, well, we're meant to work an actual one goal here. Can we not have disinformation coming in? It's not very helpful. But we've had, like I said, when I've been there, there's always something happen. Not all the time something happens. You get a feeling. I mean, at night time, I've done quite recently. I've been doing a lot of stargazing, and you just see constantly. Well, not all the time, but you see like an orb other side of the base, and it'll disappear, and it'll reappear on the other side. You're like, you were just there a minute ago, and now you're on this side, and you're just, because you're like so focused on watching it, it'll then just appear and then reappear where it just appeared a minute ago, and that's like, okay. But people who live there constantly would say, they see things all the time. Yeah, they see orbs, they see, and also the military. There's once when they had an incident. This is when Rendlesham Forest happened, but when the incident did happen, like people's electricity was going on and off. People didn't have no TV, and they went to look at the area, and they literally saw electric jumping from the cable and going back into the electric pole.
So it was arcing.
Oh,
it was going back, and this is like all the electric poles, because when you go to Rendlesham, there's like poles that go straight. And it was doing that.
Yeah, you've got the telegraph poles where you just got 3.
Yeah.
And it just links every 50 yards or whatever.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that kind of, when I've been told, that kind of freaked people out. But we'll just say, I've been trying for the last 7 years to get a flipping camera trap in that woods.
Yeah.
Forestry Commission do not respond. I sent them countless emails, fill in the forms that you have to fill in. They don't respond.
You're on a watch list now for asking for that.
Massively.
Not respond to anything. And you try to email them, and it's just like, they keep passing by post. And I'm like, I just want to put a flipping camera down.
I mean, you have to ask permission. I mean, is it not that cryptozoology and all the rest of it? It's a new thing for me. So you have to ask permission to set camera traps out in forestry areas?
Because it's owned by the Forestry Commission, you have to give them permission. They have to give permission.
Right, so if it's owned by the Forestry Commission, then the military have no right to remove you. Park rangers can remove you from the forest. I know the military will, because it's like way higher than
they've got guns, mate.
Yeah.
You're moving.
Yeah, it's a bit of a deterrent, isn't it?
Yeah,
but technically, you could question that.
Yeah, I've had, but
whether you get an answer, you're not getting an answer about putting a camera up. You're not going to get an answer about why the military patrol in the forest.
Oh yeah, I mean, do you think they're doing some sort of monitoring? Because obviously, it seems to be a UFO and an area high strangers hotspot. As you said, there's this portal activity going on there that they've opened up themselves, or people keep opening. That's why you can't do Reiki. Be interesting to see what they do with people who do C5, because you're setting off a frequency there, aren't you? And if they're picking up the frequency from Reiki, then...
But you do know, if you do Reiki or something, it's only bad if you get caught.
Well, yeah, because that's what I did in Wiltshire. I did Reiki in the crop circle, and then it kind of all went a bit Twilight Zone. So there's something to it.
Just do it anyway, and Right, but don't like put my name to this when you end up like up in court or anything. Don't say, well, Andy said.
Well, what they're going to do you for? Oh, she was giving healing to the forest.
Actually, interesting enough, in Rendlesham Forest, there's actually a healing tree.
Oh.
Is there?
Yeah, a healing tree. And
Where?
So it's literally next to not next to Cable Green, but it's further up Cable Green.
See, I've not been that far down there.
Apparently,
that's like right over the other end.
I need a map. I can't orientate. I have no idea where you're going on about.
You sit on this healing tree, and someone sat on there had wasn't it chronic pain? They had hip pain, and it cured it. And there's always been an addition where it's been known as the healing tree because it's always been healing people. So we went to this healing tree. My God, this healing tree had energy in itself.
I need to climb in that for at least a week. Honestly, you've no idea. My back is fucked.
Yeah, it's a tree where people literally go and have healing. Wow. Reiki people have been there and done healing on the tree.
Does the tree make a sound? It's not like if it's a tree healing in the forest, does it make a noise? It's not a joke. But me and Alex have been in, and we've heard. I've said before, said loads. We've heard like a humming noise, and we thought it was a nest of hornets. And it was just like a low hum, like a motor, but it wasn't. It didn't sound like it was in the distance. It sounded like it was close by, but just small, like a handheld fan. That kind of.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I mean, at the portals, like just either in the portals or not even near a portal, there's all of a sudden you'll just hit this massive magnetic field. And because it's like, because either your phone shuts down, you get a compass and your compass starts doing this weird turning thingy. And I'm like, well, I'm not near a portal. The portal's on the other side of the forest. And then you come back next week. You come back next week and it's gone. And it's like, okay.
Do you get this static? Also, sorry, Andy. When you see
that's right. Carry on.
When you see an energy and you tuned in and you get that static in front of your eyes, the pinpricks of light. Do you get that around the portal of light or anywhere in the forest when you're picking up these things? So like any like visual stimulation?
With the magnetic field, where I can describe it sounds like a barrier, like you've been pushed back. Now that you do have that at the portals, because I felt that when you get kind of near to one, it's like you're getting pushed back. That I felt that at the portal, but like in the forest where I've spoken to Elaine, she said, there's no portals being reported there. I went there and it's like someone put like a barrier up and I like felt like I was being held back. But then I came back next week and it's gone. I could walk around there.
So do you think the portals move or they just open and close them?
Both. Interestingly enough, the portals are constantly open. Because what I found when I remote viewed, different species come in and out. They just pop in all the time. And the energy is interesting. It goes up near the trees and it disperses into the sky.
So how high off the ground are these portals, do you know? And how wide open are they?
When I remote viewed it, it's like kind of like a circle and the energy kind of goes out.
Like a Stargate?
Yeah, the way I could describe it like a Stargate, and then it then shoots up and then goes back up where the trees are and then goes into the sky. And it just does that. And when you get near it, you're getting near it. Because you just feel the energy.
I wonder if the military, if they're knocking about the forest and they, there's the base isn't what it used to be. Let's face it. Back in the 80s, it's not storing nuclear munitions anymore. At least we hope they're not. But
they're supposed to be reopening that.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh dear, saber rattling going on all around. But yeah, I mean, do you think they're actually, because of the area of high strangeness, because of the energy that's there, that these military personnel are actually messing around with portal technology, and that's why you're getting these ones pop up here and there. That not the ones that are generally open, but the ones that seem to be transient and move and are open one week and close the next. Do you think that that's more something that we're doing rather than something from another dimension's doing, if that makes sense? We're trying to recreate that technology. We're trying to tap into that energy sort of thing. Not us, the people with the guns. Yeah.
But I think, can I just jump in on that? So these people that are guarding it, I don't think all of them know exactly what's going on. They're just told, look, don't let the less people that know, the easier it is to keep the secret.
Yeah.
So they're just told, look, don't let anyone in this perimeter. And obviously they get a map of where people can and can't go. It's like today they're not allowed to go in, like say section C or section D, because they'll have their own layout of exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So I think they're told by the hierarchy where people can and can't go. It's like, look, just don't let them in, and friendly, threatening behaviour, and then just go from there. And then obviously the rest is down to your own discretion. But
I so want a secret camera.
Yeah. Get one of them. Honestly. You need to get one of them.
Up. I like it.
Because that'll just, you put a lanyard on that goes underneath with a magnet and then it just sticks to it.
Yeah.
And you can it's got LED lights on it, but you can turn them off and the sound and all that, so it's just there.
Oh,
you
wow.
can stick it in your pocket and yeah.
So
and they're not. No, Amazon. They're not. I was going to say they're not that expensive, but they're not cheap either. But definitely worth getting one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of think that not everyone is told exactly what's going on. They're just told to keep people out.
Hmm. Well, they won't know, will they? Because they don't have the clearance. They're just
exactly.
They're jarheads, basically. They're just the boots on the ground. They're not going to be in the know, and if they are in the know, they've assigned the Official Secrets Act, so they ain't telling any of us what's going on.
No.
I mean, I was going to one portal once, one which I do kind of go, and the military signed it all off. And I was like, oh, okay. So I came back next week. It was open. Went in. It was still there. Came back out, and then I don't know how this military guy came. Unless he was hiding in a bush or near a tree. Came out when, because they wear gunny suits. So I was like, unless he was in a gunny suit, because they do military training there.
Yeah.
Came out and went, I know what you're doing in there. You need to leave. And escorted me out from the portal onto track 11 and watched me and said, do not come back.
Do you know what I'd have said? Do you know what I'd have said to that? I'd have said, well, you can't know what I'm doing in here because I don't know what I'm doing in here.
He's got a gun. So it's like, I can't really have an argument with you.
Yeah.
The way he said it to me was in like, I know what you're doing there. So I was
they've been watching you. That's
they know
why.
you, yeah.
Yeah, I'm too known. That's the bad thing.
You have to go in with like them fake glasses and the nose and the mustache, like Groucho Marx and the cigar. You have to go in disguise.
I mean, like,
put a long-haired wig on or something.
Yeah.
This is interesting because I've heard people say they've seen Men in Black, but never experienced it. Since I went to Rendlesham Forest, I have seen Men in Black. 2 people. I was coming off my very famous porting where someone saw something, and these Men in Black were just following us around the track, and I'm like, this is kind of concerning considering like there's no one there. They were just following us, going around the track, and they didn't say nothing. I was spoken to people and said, yeah, it's constant. They see Men in Blacks or they see blacked out cars. Literally blacked out, you can't even see in. That's been seen there. There's also been instances where we walk on a track and all of a sudden there's 5 blackout trucks on this. And it always has to be, isn't it, where either someone saw a UFO or is near a portal or something, just general high strangeness, or someone seen an orb that came down. And it's like these massive car, the massive cars, all just lined up there. And he was just told, sorry, we're closed inside the forest off. You can't go into the side. You need to go that way. And he was physically, I mean, not joking, he was physically picked up and moved away. Like, so we're not this is not negotiable. Either we physically remove you or we get military to do it. So he was physically moved outside the area. Interesting thing, he had to go around. He wasn't allowed to go anywhere near the portal because they turned it off as well. So he had to go out, and he was escorted to his car. And he said, "Do not speak about this, so we don't want the public. I can't speak. You don't want us hitting the news." And I said, "We know what you're doing for us, but we don't want you talking about it." And they did threaten him, and he spoke to me, and I said, "Yeah, amount of people I've spoken to, that is a constant thing in that forest."
Yeah.
And what they were doing next couple of weeks after, it was reopened, but they dug. When I've been to that where they were, it was all kind of like just natural. They've kind of dug a hole, and then it was like they're trying to find something. So I was like, this is interesting, because you wouldn't section the forest off and have use sticky tape at different points. But yeah, he said he's had that, and then the second time it happened, he was just told, "No, you need to leave," or they just pair out of nowhere and tell you need to leave.
I'd go, why have I got to leave?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing going on. If they just left people to it, people would be like none the wiser of what actually's got, other than like us lot. But a lot of people just haven't got a clue what actually goes on in places like this.
It's almost like they're drawing attention to themselves, isn't it? It's like they're making it obvious. I wonder as well, because like I say, on the moor, say I live by Dartmoor, so on the moor, you say, half of that is used by the military, but you get warnings, you get red zones out when they're actually doing manoeuvres and stuff like that, so you know to stay away and stuff like that. So I wonder if there's anything like that going on at Rendlesham, almost like a pre-warning. So if they say like an area's roped off, if you look at the military manoeuvres in the area to see if it's actually blocked out as red or not, to see if it's actually an official thing.
It's difficult to get cars into them areas other than where they've got the tracks that go down. So like you got track 12, track 11, and they change track numbers all the time.
They do that to confuse you.
Yeah, so you can drive down, and it's like a sandy, bricky dirt road.
Yeah.
Like it's not even gravel, and it'll go down so far, and that's it. And then you could, if you've got an off-road vehicle, you could get through it. But I don't think they have tanks or anything like that go on.
Well, no, because they'll be doing like military manoeuvres, like like they do on Dartmoor. They're not out with the equipment. They're doing like ranging and hunting and survival skills and stuff like that.
Right.
So I wonder if the areas where you're not allowed to go, if it actually coincides with, if you look at Rendlesham Forest and obviously military manoeuvres, there'll be a red patch or they'll block it out in red to say that they're out there and active to warn the public. So it'd be interesting to see if that coincides.
Yeah. Aren't they supposed to put red flags up as well? Like they don't
yes,
have
they are, if they're using live
range.
Round.
Yeah,
they're meant to.
Wow.
I haven't seen that.
I've seen their own, aren't they?
I've seen them do like military training
with
patches and that. That's all I've seen. I've experienced the Men in Black, but that was only them kind of, you can't get that thing of like, you just need to be here. That kind of question of like, just go.
Yeah, I've had that in Wiltshire. You get chased off.
And I've been doing, the recent I've been doing is going around with a car with a thermal imaging camera, going backwards and forwards into the forest. I did pick up something. It was like I don't know, I could describe it as home figure, because my thermal camera, when I got to this section, was playing up horrendously. It kept recalculating itself, and I noticed down in the forest, my thermal camera recalculates itself, or it just shut off.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there, clicking the app, and the phone was going, no, not today. And it would then spectacularly reboot itself, and I've like lost half the battery life in the process.
Wow.
But I was going around the thermal imaging camera and I saw something, and you catch it, and then all of a sudden it kind of went straight into the tree, like it went into the tree.
I've seen that before.
See, I've not had anything like that there. I've seen stuff, but I've not lost battery or no Men in Black. I've had no confrontation with anyone at all. Nothing. I'm not asking for it, but I'd just like to be there when something happens. You know what I mean?
If we three go, we're getting marched off at gunpoint, love. You'll get your wish.
Well, I'm surprised that hasn't happened to me yet, because I'm constantly at Rendlesham.
Yeah.
So it's like when they get used to. I mean, it hasn't happened since. I haven't seen Men in Black for quite a while. I haven't seen Men in Black for quite a while. But I still keep seeing strange things. But that's Rendlesham. It's always been like that. But when I think they get to know people, because they kind of. I've been there and I've done like videos, or I've done things in the forest, and you I haven't been told to stop, but you do get people who kind of look at you like almost like follow you, because I go off the track. I don't stay on the track. So the only reason I do it is I know all the tracks in the forest. So for me to go off the track is fine. I've had people follow me in normal clothes down. I've gone off the track where I think it was near Cape of Green, where the UFO landed, crashed, depending who you speak to. I was going down this track, and there was two clothed people. I was like, they're just, following the UFO trail, because most people follow the UFO trail. They came off track, and as I was going through the bush, they were following me to the bush, and I was like, this is really creepy. So I carried on going to Cape of Green, and I was going to Cape of Green, and they kind of stopped at one side as I was recording and talking about what happened when the UFO incident happened, and saying, there's so many stories what happened in the forest. This is where it landed. This is what I found out. And the feeling I kind of got was like, we kind of want to know what you know, kind of thing. And as I kind of got there, I was like looking, because I could see from my camera screen, they kind of were watching me. And after I kind of stopped recording, they kind of walked off. And very interestingly, when I tried to go and approach them, they either speed up or just won't answer my questions. Just blank.
Yep.
And I'm like,
it's to intimidate you, isn't it? To get you out of there.
Interesting enough, loads of people have had that in the forest.
Yeah.
I know Alex has, Derek has, Elaine, Simon, all of them. Ronnie Dugdale, I'm sure he has. He used to go there all the time. And there is, because Alex says there's nothing that goes on there now, but he's been going forever.
He's been going longer than I have.
Yeah, he's been going like 20, 30 years, but he goes to like other areas around there as well. But I suppose for him, when he used to go back in the day and it was constant activity, compared to how it is now, he kind of feels like the energy's dropped. But he says to me, every time we go and meet up, he's like, Andy, do you feel anything here? Or is it just me that's not picking anything up now? But I'm thinking he may have just got used to it. So
desensitized.
He doesn't notice it as much as, say, a newbie would.
When I say ghosts, I don't mean actual spirits. I mean they are military or intelligence and they're in plain clothes, and they're there to watch you basically and observe. Yeah.
Speaking to someone, I don't know how I found out, because I'm doing this map about people. So I did this map, and people report what they're seeing on Google Maps, and I share it on my Facebook group.
Oh yeah.
So it's getting bigger, this map is. I just don't update on my group. And I heard somewhere, someone, it wasn't from me, so I heard it from someone else, was saying that they were going through the forest and she was being followed, which is normal in the forest. You do all the time. She got home, and then wasn't it 2 days after, she got a letter from the intelligence service asking her, why, we know you're investigating what happened in the forest, but why were you recording where it landed? And wasn't it, we know what happened there, we know what you're doing, and we're kind of watching you.
That's a bit creepy. I mean, it's not just that, they've made it a tourist attraction by putting the UFO trail there and the actual UFO, statue or whatever, the sculpture. So why are they saying, well, why are you recording this? It's just like, because it's this iconic area. So what's the problem? What if you don't want people to come, don't draw attention to it. Don't put a bloody UFO trail there.
Exactly.
Precisely.
I just sent something to you, Abby, but I'm going to share it on here.
Hang on. What, have you sent it me on WhatsApp or have you sent it me on here?
I can't tell you who, where. Yeah, on WhatsApp. So I can't say who, why, where, when, or what. But this was found. This was found at Rendlesham a few years back by a guy that goes dog walking in the area.
Right.
And here we go.
Yeah. I see it. Yeah.
That is Rendlesham.
Ah, bloody hell, it is big, isn't it?
It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I take it that down here is the military base, this dotted area.
Yeah. So with that, I'm not going to leave it on too long because I don't want to get shut down. So I'm just keeping my eye on connection and everything. So this guy was out walking his dog with his mate, and they're walking around some of the old military buildings that they don't use anymore. I'm going back a few years ago now. It was 3 years ago that I got sent that. And I just went, funny then. And he picked it up. Either him or his mate picked it up and shoved it in his pocket.
Yeah.
And then these two military guys come round, like, desperately looking for something.
No way.
Everyone, pretty much worked out that that's probably what they were looking for. Because you see how detailed it was. I'm not going to keep putting it up because I don't want to get Men in Black knocking on the door at stupid o'clock.
You don't want to get black bagged. We've got a recording tomorrow. We can't get black bagged.
I know. So so that was sent. I can send it to you as well, Miles, if you want.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's just mad, though. I mean, because at Wiltshire, when you're investigating UFOs, crop circles, you're doing CE5, they follow you everywhere. They're like your little shadows. It's annoying. But
Really?
I've been chased off an area once, and that was Hatburn in 2012. But that was just mental. I mean, why draw attention to a place and then shoo people off unless they want to make us part of the experiment? They want to see what our interaction is doing.
This is the map which people have filled in.
Wow.
All the reportings which is so interesting. Sorry to interrupt, I just have to use this.
So where's Woodbridge on there?
So
near Shottisham and going out to Sutton Hoo. Yeah. It's like because it's that big triangle, isn't it, where it splits. So to the left of the screen, just before you get to all the blue pins. And then Woodbridge is where the blue pins are, pretty much.
Right.
In the middle. So, because I delivered to Friday Street. Actually, I've delivered to Woodbridge, and I've only ever seen 2 military personnel, because you've got to go in through the gate, and you've got to give your ID, so driving license, passport, or whatever. Yeah. And then they take a photo, and once you're on there all the time.
Right.
I know. So,
and you got the number recognition plate.
This
probably
is the
as well.
thing with it, though. So I was chatting to not them. It was one in Bedford, and they were saying if you're on one of the systems at one RAF base, you're going to be on all of them throughout the UK.
Yeah.
So if you go to the next one, you're going to be on there. You just show your passport as ID. Obviously, you take your passport or driver's license, and they take whichever number, whatever you take, and that's it. But if you go to one, say, a US airbase, you won't be on there because they're not connected. So it's all just weird stuff like that. Yeah.
That is weird. That is weird.
But
Do you think they're using people to monitor this and seeing how they're interacting?
Because when you go to Woodbridge, you go in like a little gate, and there's a bloke. He's behind this brick, like he's in this brick building thing. And you talk to him through the window, and then so you pull in and you do everything through that, and then he gives you a map and shows you where you need to go, and that's it. And then when you come back out, you get like a pass for your vehicle and a pass for you.
Yeah,
you're like a lanyard thing, and then you just give it back to him. But you don't ever see anyone walking about on the sites, or I don't.
I know they're all underground with UFOs, aren't
they? Probably. Putting magnets on crickets and butterflies.
Yeah. But were they really crickets or butterflies, or were they these new robotic-y ones that they're developing these spy things?
I didn't even look. Don't know. Could have been.
That many bugs. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, I was just trying to avoid them.
I mean,
sorry, Matt.
If you go to Bentwaters, which is so Woodbridge and Bentwaters are in the middle of Rendlesham Forest. Rendlesham Forest is in the middle.
Yeah.
We, because my brother used to do flowering stuff at Bentwaters, so Mum went for a walk around the disused runway. And there's like a hill, so she kind of went around the hill, and just being nosy because it's not an active base. All of a sudden, these military people just come up and say, "You can't go down here. This is still owned by the military. We know because you set off some alarms." She was like, "Oh, I didn't know this was owned by the military. Oh, yeah, you can't go through this section." So she okay. So she came back, and we were talking to someone, and that's when someone said, "Oh, yeah, you know that mound? Well, that goes underground, and it connects Woodbridge to Bentwaters. It goes on. There's literally a panel that goes through the forest and connects two bases together.
Yeah.
So that's the entrance from the tunnel's the entrance, and it's always been there. I think Mum knew a friend who was American. He was there, and the American said, "Yeah, we all knew it was there. We all knew it was underground thing. What goes underneath first." But they're not things that no one say it because it's under like the national security thing. You can't just say.
Yeah.
Maybe this is how they're finding you doing, when they're obviously monitoring certain areas and they're not letting you in and you can't go in these areas. Maybe that's what it is. It's some sort of like, as Fire Spirit says, some sort of ground sensors or, motion sensors, video cameras that are like high in the trees that get motion detected. And this is how they're on you so fast in these certain areas where you can go one week but not the other because that makes sense. Maybe it's something to do with that. Is why they're on people so fast. But I know what you're doing here because they're actually watching you. They're watching you meditate. They're watching you connect. They're watching you put healing in, or they're watching you. Or they've got technology that can actually sense that kind of energy coming off you.
But they'll have like thermal imaging and all that kind of stuff as well, won't they?
I mean, I know thermal imager can capture a fart, but can it capture a CE5 frequency output?
But if you think the technology we've got, I was listening to a podcast with, it was Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And they were saying about the technology, it used to be like 50 years. Advanced, but they reckon anything between 1 and 300 years more advanced than what we have actually got in the general public.
Yeah.
So
that does go into that thing. Like a lot of people are talking about this fake alien invasion.
Oh, tomorrow. I want to know what time because I want to lie in.
Oh, is it meant to be tomorrow? I thought they were doing it the 29th when it was coincided with Atlas 3-1 going by the sun.
That Atlas 3-1 was supposed to be the 25th. They've all been going on about the 25th, yeah? And then I read somewhere today, it's the 30th now.
Oh, they moved it again?
But also, apparently, it's slingshotted itself and it's gone round the back of the sun, so it's hiding. And then it's going to come back round and go past Mars or something like that.
But the American government is shut down, so you can't actually get the pictures from Mars of 3i Atlas when it went past. Why is that?
Well, it's interesting. I spoke to a remote viewer. I didn't speak, but I heard from a remote viewer who said he remote viewed that meteoroid, what asteroid, whatever it is. And he said he looked into it, he went into it, and he says it's not a meteoroid at all. Because he felt ET presence inside there.
They keep showing all these different images, and it looked like a giant. So it just looks like a giant taco, but watermelon colours, like green, red, with lights in it. And then they had an image of it the other day. It looks like the tip of a. It looks like this. Looks like the tip of a ballpoint pen.
Yeah.
And then people are putting like images of the Death Star on it out of Star Wars and all that kind of stuff.
Of course.
And it's like, well, wait, you had all these great images from the James Webb Telescope, and you can see what it is. It's got like this tripod-y thing on top of it. And now it's completely changed shape, and it's all blurry, like it's been taken with a Nokia. So what is actually going on?
Well, there's a video that came out this week, wasn't there, that was meant to be some sort of telescope of it flying by, and it looked like, a very long thing with lots of lights in it. But is that video actually real, or is it AI generated? That's the thing these days.
Yeah.
It's what's real and what's not. I mean, the stuff that's coming out from the guy from Harvard, he's out there on his own, on a limb on this one. The mainstream are not touching it. The news are not touching it. It's just complete blackout on it. The only thing that's coming out is via the internet, basically. So what's going on? If it's just like an asteroid that's coming out of not our solar system, it's foreign to our solar system and it's coming in that way. Okay. But it seems to change direction, change trajectory, speed up, slow down, which is kind of out of the realms of a normal gravitational movement of a comet, really, isn't it? So trouble is there's that much information and there's that much could be disinformation. You can't see the wood for the trees on it. You really can't.
Yeah. Well, I'm just reading something now. A non-periodic comet that was visible in the northern hemisphere in late September and October 2024. It was discovered in January 23 and was nicknamed the Comet of the Century due to its potential brightness and its first ever visibility to Earth in 80,000 years. So they're saying it's changed everything we know about comets. It's turned green, but we don't know why.
It's emitting methane, which is, again, thermal imaging farts. Get the thermal imaging
as well. If it's coming into our solar system, surely some of it's going to be burning up. That's like shooting stars. It's a meteor that's coming down, and it's burning up as it comes into Earth's atmosphere. It's not really a shooting star.
If it's a comet, then surely going past the sun would do what normally does to comets, because a comet is a big ball of ice. It melts it, it destroys it. They don't often survive when they go near the sun, do they? Or if they do, then, they're very, very greatly reduced.
But it's saying it's becoming visible in the sky during October 2024, following its closest approach to the sun on the 27th of September. This is last year.
Is this the same comet, or is this, because there's meant to be a few, because there's meant to be Apophis that's coming in, 2027, 2028, that they thought there was this slow-moving thing coming towards.
What's the actual name of the comet? Is it
AI Atlas? 833 AI Atlas or something like that, yeah.
Is it AI Atlas 3 or something?
Yeah. Or Atlas 31, as most people refer to it. Right. Or is this just part of Bluebeam, I mean, the story they put out, a couple of years ago was, there's going to be this slow-moving object coming into our solar system and blah, 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 blah. So it's just like, are they distracting us from something? Are they, do you know what I mean? It's just all a bit...
Well, it's saying it's a third known object from outside our solar system. It was first discovered in July this year.
Yeah.
But they've been going on about a lot longer than that. I'm sure they have.
I think that was the Apophis one.
It came from outside our solar system. It's a third confirmed interstellar object, discovered 1st of July 2025. It has an unbound hyperbolic trajectory, meaning it will pass through the solar system and continue into the Milky Way, not to return. It suggested the size of it is 5.5 to 10 kilometers across. Well, I thought it was 33,000 miles, but anyway, they keep changing it. With a composition that has caused it to become active outgas earlier than expected. It's not expected to pose a threat to Earth. Visibility has been and will continue to be a target for powerful telescopes on Earth and in space, but it's not expected to be visible to the naked eye or even with binoculars. When the orbit 3i Atlas is traced into the past, the comet clearly originates from outside the solar system, poses no threat to Earth, and will remain far away.
There's someone here.
And I actually joined a 3i Atlas group earlier.
Did you?
I did.
I was thinking about it, and then I thought, nah.
So I just thought, what is going on?
Yeah, so who's put? Yeah, Baby's put. There's three happening at the minute. There's one tomorrow. One was when you said, Abby, and then
29th, yeah.
Well, and there's another one. Yeah, there's another one that's already passed. So, but nothing. No one's got a clue. I don't think. It's like with the Miami Mall, them big shadowy alien type creatures that all kicked off. That happened, it's over 12 months ago. What have you heard from it now? Nothing.
I missed that one. What was that one? Miami Mall?
The Miami Mall, the two giant humanoid creatures that we're seeing, and all, like hundreds of police cars turned up.
Yeah.
And nothing. And then you had the one in the back garden in Vegas where they got CCTV footage of it.
Was that green orb thing? Well, it didn't shoot in the sky.
No, these were actual physical beings, apparently.
Yeah, because wasn't it the one at Florida, which one hit the news? Wasn't it? It was a green. It was like someone saw a green. What I saw in the video, it was like a green, like shooting thing, and they reported seeing something land in the garden, of a craft landing in the garden.
Wow.
No, I just seen the one of there was this one or two weird creatures hiding behind this guy's shed.
The one I know. What you
Vegas
just said.
and New Mexico, around that area.
Again, AI. It's just like what is real.
Yeah.
I know the Vegas Mall one. That was covered up. So extremely was covered up.
Yeah.
Because I looked into that, which I then found out. Yes. The portal opened, beings came through, people were there. I think the people who saw it, I felt their fear. Like they were in the clothes shop and this thing just came, this portal opened and these two beings came through. And I think the fear of that caused people to then flee. What I then picked up, which was then confirmed by someone who works in the military on the Guy channel. If you ever watch Guy, it's quite good.
Yeah.
I then looked into it, and apparently what I felt and saw is there's another portal opened, and these military people took the other two ETs through another portal, which I then found out is actually a jump gate, is what it's called.
Oh.
Because very interestingly, a portal, when I was speaking to sages, reticulars and different species, is how it works. It's majority of species use portal technology. Everyone uses it. It's basically you open, say that you want to go to Mars, and you've got Earth. So instead of traveling that distance, you shorten it.
Right.
David Wilcox was going on about it in 2012, wasn't he?
What's interesting is that when you can't, as you're going through it, you can't stop, because apparently if you stop, you get really I felt really dizzy. Interesting.
I've just got to shoot off for 1 minute, but I'll be right back. You two carry on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was interesting is that if you open it to go one way, it only goes one way. You can't. If you're on the other side, you can't enter it because it kills you. But that's interesting. And now what I felt recently is that ETs can have like a small little device, and that's still a portal. They can just hold it and they can just go through. But the way they travel in space is portal technology. So if you see them in the sky and they're like there and they disappear, what I picked up is that actually they're hitting a portal. So we kind of say it disappearing, but actually they've gone through a portal and gone somewhere else.
So it's like wormhole technology.
Yeah, and what's very interesting is before I watched Gaia, the guy he's still active in the military. I felt that the military has it and still uses it, and then he then confirmed that we have portal technology. It's quite a fuss, but he kind of said it's not going to be the first thing that's going to be released. It's going to be a thing which is going to take quite a while for it to be released. But I think I kind of like Gaia because it kind of, when I then look into it, you get people who also experience that.
Yeah.
So Gaia's quite nice.
I interviewed a guy called a few times, a lovely chap, Mike Oram, who was an experiencee. He wrote the book Does It Rain in Other Dimensions? Really good book about his experiences. And when he was out with his partner, Fran, and they went out Area 51, and they were kind of like scooped up by the military, and it was they were portaled through this into some sort of underground base and stuff like that. Obviously they knew who Mike was. They were very aware that he was a contactee. They was very aware that he'd always had experiences and stuff like that. They were very aware that he was in America and what he was doing. Like they say, we know what you're doing. So, but yeah, he'd had experiences with that, and I think he does go into it in the book. Does It Rain in Other Dimensions?
Yeah.
When
I first started doing the remote film, I kind of wanted to go out. I actually left planet Earth and went exploring the cosmos because why not? What I kind of went to where Jupiter is our biggest, gas giant in our galaxy. Is there's actually, I was like, there's a little dot here, and I got closer to it, and it's like a little tubey thingy. And what I picked up on, that was actually a spaceport. Interesting enough, that's where different species go, and it's like a civil communication area because you want to get banned from that. Interesting enough, we go there. Our military goes there, our secret military goes there. But there is, as soon as you start remote thing, as soon as you kind of start exploring things, you kind of get past this, because obviously we're not going to find out until God knows when the military is going to release it. They keep
not in our lifetime.
They keep saying they can release it, but there's you keep saying it for another year or so. So the thing was, when I started doing remote viewing, I don't listen to news. I don't really give a damn what goes on in the news. When I started doing remote viewing, I was actually seeing what we kind of have and basically getting more knowledge doing it. And I spoke to other remote viewers, and they said, it's an eye-opener when you do it, when you start looking into like the ET stuff, and especially like strange phenomena, how you get information from it. But the one next to Jupiter, that's a spaceport, but it's outside of Jupiter's orbit, because if it's in Jupiter's orbit, it would affect it. Interesting enough, it's really big, and this is when I found out that how they do it is the technology, what's called pocket dimension. So it's basically enters another dimension. And how it was explained to me by Pleiadians was how it does. It basically makes room goes into another dimension and makes room to that dimension. So the way it's given to me is like Doctor Who kind of thing. Like you go in it and it's like bigger. The technology is actually called pocket dimension. It's quite a common technology apparently. Players say quite a lot of species have it.
I just want to get in the TARDIS, if that's the case.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? I mean, with all this release, I mean, you've got obviously the stuff that's going on Skinwalker, and that's what I wanted to actually circle back to. That's reminded me. It pinged in my head. It's gone, but it's come back. So I'm going to say it quickly before it goes again. In Rendlesham Forest, you know, if you watch the Skinwalker Ranch series, and that they have this issue with frequency, don't they? The 6.1 megahertz, which is normally to talk to satellites and stuff to that. And it affects
midway, isn't it? It's a search for midway purposes.
So, I mean, going in with a frequency scanner to Rendlesham, and when you're getting all these issues with your technology and things like that, I'd be wondering if it would be interesting to see if those kind of same frequencies are repeating or showing up at Rendlesham, that they are getting at places like Skinwalker, and where they're obviously actively monitoring what they're doing. And, you know, Travis was part of the UAP program, and he was like, you know, he kept it secret, didn't he? So is he still working for the government? Is it still, do you know what I mean? So is it that kind of thing? And is this just this minor release of drip feeding of disclosure and all these things going on a blue beam thing instead of actually a UFO thing? I mean, we just don't know. But getting back to my original point, getting a frequency scanner while you're in Rendlesham. And see what frequencies you're actually picking up. Are you picking up that military frequency that's talking to satellites? And is these frequencies as well causing the things like camera malfunctions, battery drains, what you had on your thermal, and things like that? Because it seems to have that kind of effect on television. I will say that in inverted commas on this show where they seem to be picking up all these things.
I think with like, I've had a radio scanner and I had weird things come out of radio scanner. But now this whole thing in the UK now is like that they're trying to make radio scanners now illegal.
Really?
Yeah, they're trying.
But we're switching to digital, so what does it matter if you've got a radio scanner when no one's on those frequencies anymore?
The thing is, I'm not using it to scan frequencies. I'm just using it because I was like, once you put one in Rendlesham Forest,
yeah.
Scan frequency, what you pick up?
They've been making them illegal since the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, true.
Frequency scanners. It's something like it's illegal to buy it, but it's not illegal to use it, or vice versa. It's something stupid. It don't make sense, whatever it is.
But I use I know you're not meant to, but I did use I knew someone who used it. I mean, before they made it illegal, you could have a radio scanner.
Yeah.
And you could carry it with you. But I was just interested, if you brought a radio scanner to the forest, what would happen?
You'd never be seen again.
You'd have it confiscated.
But also...
You'd be confiscated.
Whereas now now you have to have it licensed and you have to go through all that palaver.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting if you could like monitor this Earth, what's it called? The Earth and space frequency when these things do occur. Because obviously human beings, when we see something, we kind of get hooked onto that. Oh, that's very interesting Orby thingy, but we don't really kind of get out and go, actually, we need to kind of document this.
Yeah.
But have you thought of going? I'm going to find out where it is now. I've got a thing that plays different frequencies. It has the thing in between. I'm just playing the God frequency, which
528.
Well, 963 or 432. You choose. Cool. It's one of them.
Yeah, because it's the miracle tone is 528, isn't it? Which is, and 4 is the heart. So God would be the 9, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. 963 multiples of 3. Yeah. Yeah. So 963 frequency of God. So if you was to go and play that in Area 1, see what would happen. Would it be worth it?
You get sniped.
Yeah, just as you're about to press it, yeah, you're on the deck. Was it
I was actually going to go there and do Reiki healing. And I know people have said, oh, don't do that. You might get kind of, Mute might turn up or something will turn up. And I went, well, I'm going to do it. And actually, I'm on the public foot. Well, I'm on public, well, it's public land, but I'm off the public footpath because it's where it is not actually on the track. You have to go off to get to it. But I was like, I'm just going to do it and see what actually happens.
Shall I play it now and see what happens? Yeah,
let's see if I get cut off again, or my mute keeps going.
So this is the God like 963. You can see it.
Yeah.
So, anyone feeling anything? Anyone feeling godlike?
I'd love to see the somatics for that.
So that's one thing we've got to do.
Wow, you couldn't hear it. It's quite silent.
Yeah. I thought it was quite loud.
No, it's coming through like he was cutting out, so it's actually going silent.
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah. I'll put it right up against the mic then.
But yeah, I mean, places like Rendlesham, as I said, nuclear munitions. I mean, I filmed quite a substantial UFO over Kit Hill in Callington. And that back in the day, it wasn't known at the time, but, through, declassifications of files, under there was a nuclear munitions. And we were speaking to this ex-aerospace engineer called Roy T. Dutton. And he said that there was actually, he'd mapped it going back to the 1800s of sightings, this flight path coming in to Tavistock in Devon, and there's meant to be one in Torquay as well, and you do get a lot of UFOs in Torquay. So we went up and we filmed up there, and obviously CE5ing it. It didn't know it was CE5 at the time, but yep, CE5ing it. And this is what we got. If I can show Andy, if you can.
There we go. I'm going to take the chat off so you can see.
Yeah, I'll just press play. Oh no, I can't press play because it's in the middle of the share the window.
Oh no!
There we go. So yeah, I'm actually trying to track this thing with an iGen 2020 like monocular.
Yeah.
So we saw this thing and it was really low down. I mean, I compared it with satellites and all sorts in the analysis afterwards, but we don't need to look into that. But it was silent and it literally just flew over the tower. And then after this happened, we were getting lights appear in the sky, almost like a triangle appearing and disappearing sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's the actual tower itself at Kit Hill. The monument of what's left.
Yeah.
So hang on, if I can just speed that along a bit because it takes a while to come to the other side of the tower. There you go. But that thing was freaking huge. Yeah, I was trying to keep it in focus because I'm holding it up to my eye. It wasn't that easy to try and focus on.
Yeah.
Did you actually see any ETs? Did you feel any?
I mean, I felt it there, and we could feel stuff going on because when something's around, you feel it, especially if you're doing CE5 work, and you feel it. But this thing was in Earth's orbit. It literally just cleared the top of the tower. So it was a night where it was extremely windy. So it wouldn't have been a Chinese lantern or a drone or anything like that. There was no noise to it. It was just this bright white light, and it looked like it had something on the end of it.
Yeah.
But we tracked it, and then it just literally just disappears. It just vanishes. It just completely vanishes.
I mean,
and then about 5-10 minutes later, we start getting all these lights appearing and disappearing over Tavistock. And I will say it's about to disappear.
Yeah, gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I've compared it to. Here we go. It started to reappear over Tavistock. And obviously, that's well into the sky. And there was a supermoon that night, and I was just literally just reframing and recentering and with the trig point, just to try and get my bearings. But here is like the town down here, and all this here is in the clouds. This is clouds. This is in the sky.
Yeah.
You start getting it appear over here in the corner, and then down here, and then up here, and it like kind of forms a triangle.
Yeah.
I mean, this went on for ages. This literally just went on for ages. We were just watching these things just appear and disappear in the sky.
So did you say you was doing the CE5 when this happened?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to have someone who can remote view or have someone who can communicate with them?
No, I haven't.
Interesting. If you had someone who could remote view it.
Yeah. But it was just mental. I was so glad I invested the money and bought this night vision camera. To be quite honest with you. But it carries on like this for ages, and they just start appearing and disappearing. So this one will disappear in a second, and this one is just doing all sorts down here. But there was no noise, there was no nothing, and it was so windy that night. In the actual full, you can actually go and watch it on YouTube on the Haunted Devon channel. It's Kit Hill UFO 2014. Yeah. And I do a whole analysis afterwards of comparing it to different things to try and like debunk it, and then doing the tomography and all the rest of it to show that this is actually going on in the sky. But it is the weirdest thing I've ever filmed.
Yeah, see them two just blinked out then.
Yeah.
At the same time.
At the same time. It's just mental.
See, I'd love to do a C5 contact in Rendlesham.
Yeah.
So people don't want to turn up. So
Really?
It's just me on my own.
Yeah.
What?
I know you put it on these groups, and then they say they want to come, and then when it then gets to the day, they don't turn up.
They all chicken out.
If I lived near her, I'd be there every single time.
So something's going to appear down there now.
Doing it on your own, let's face it, in the forest, it's not the nicest things, because your mind kind of... I'm more comfortable doing it in a group because I'm more relaxed in a group.
Yeah,
doing it in a forest with no one else there, it's not really... You can't consciously, when you're going through meditation, because that's what C5 contact is, your meditation, and then you're putting your tent out there for communication.
Yes, yeah.
If you're doing it on your own in the forest, and any little distractions, my brain's like gone off because I don't feel safe. And in the group, I feel safe. It's just doing it on my own. It's just like, because I just end up paranoid myself. But I put it on the group, and people just don't want to come, and I have to go around and counselling it then.
Well, maybe we should organise one and come down and do like a mass C5 thing, and then, hope they bring us back afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah. It'd be nice to do one at Rendlesham.
Yeah.
I did one when Andy and that came for that night walk, but I did it, me and I asked, and I put my intentions out there. and that's when we had that slow little thingy what kind of stopped.
Yeah, and then
because I put my intentions out there for something to happen, and then that happened, and I was like, this is the first time I've actually done see if I have contact. So I was like, oh my god, it actually worked.
Yeah. There we go. I mean, I'll stop it there. You can watch the whole thing.
Yeah,
I do the breakdown and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh. There we go. But yeah, I mean, what do you make of that? I mean,
so they're the kind of things you'd see at Rendlesham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People's.
But then, is it ours or is it someone else's?
True.
And I mean, I don't just mean is it ours like UK? Is it ours like origin Earth? Yeah.
There was no noise. There was no nothing. It was just these bright lights, and the one that flew over us. They couldn't. They had. There was 4 of us there. There was me, Jenny, Martin, my old co-host, and my ex John at the time. And we were all watching this thing. We all saw it. We were looking at it through binoculars. John couldn't see it through the binoculars. When I looked through the binoculars at that thing in the distance that just went out, I was seeing, and on the audio of it, you can actually hear me say it was like multicolored lights on it, and then it just went gone. And we were seeing the other stuff through the thermal image and through the night vision camera, through the scope, but not with the naked eye. We just saw that one bright one with the naked eye. The rest was actually literally through the infrared.
Did you have military turn up?
No, we didn't that night. No.
Because people have done C5 contact, and then once they've seen something, all of a sudden military was there.
Yeah, I get helicopters and stuff like that when I do it, and military, things turn up afterwards.
I wanted to do it at home, but I was like, I don't really want to do it, and then all of a sudden military helicopters turns up in Orkney because it would be like a talk of the village.
Just do it for that reason, if nothing else.
Just do it. That's what
I
happened.
do it, but I'm not doing it to because you do hear people who have done C5 contact, and the military kind of watch them.
Yeah, they do.
You're already on the watch list, so don't worry about it.
We're on the blinking watch list. Let's face it, with what we do.
You
just have more ticks at the back of your name. That's all.
Yeah, I've done this. See, I want to do it at home, but I don't really want to. Because things like you feel bad because when you're in that kind of state of just because when I've done it, you just feel absolutely calm and everything like that. But I have made connections with ETs who have appeared, and not physically appeared, but they've done things in the sky. And then when you hear of people who've had that, and then some military helicopter turns up, and people say it looks like they're chasing it, and then the people are saying they've been shot or something like that. I'm like, I feel bad if I did it, if I affected one in, and then the military shoots it down.
I don't think they'll be able to shoot it down with a helicopter. I don't think they've got that kind of technology to even catch up with it, let alone be able to knock it down with. I mean, if you're looking at one of those direct energy weapons, which are on the bigger, massive planes and stuff like that, they're not going to be on the. I mean, I don't even think a Chinook could be able to handle that.
No.
But I had one. I was telling you about it. Yeah, find out.
Let us know. If you're not
kind of got shot down.
Yeah, but they're not going to shoot it down over an urban area, are they? Because that would just be hitting the news massively.
Yeah, it would.
So, yeah. But I had one fly over, a couple of UFOs fly over, and I tried to film them on my phone, and it's the only time ever it's happened where the actual film's corrupted.
Oh,
so I've got the files, but I can't open them. And then literally a few minutes later, this military helicopter, it wasn't a police helicopter. We get the police helicopter all the time. We get the Coast Guard helicopter all the time. I know the different sounds. This was a military helicopter. It was low flying, and it was just literally above the roofs of the houses of a night time, flying up and down the street for about 10 minutes, and then it buggered off. Ooh. I caught that on film. but
Was
not the UFOs.
Was it because you're doing I can't see the word, C5 contact, and wherever you factored in,
Yeah,
I was like the military were interested. And
yeah,
it was
yeah.
kind of, because you hear a lot when people do CPR contacts, there's always a military presence, not all the
Yes,
time,
yeah.
but they disappear, and it's just like, oh, okay.
But are
See,
they
I've
tracking
never-
that, or are they tracking the frequency you're putting out, or are they tracking the interaction?
This is an interesting question, because either they're tracking the craft or tracking what frequency you're on,
Mm.
because they have technology what can monitor frequencies.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Definitely, they have it. They won't admit it.
That's why
But
they all
then-
spend.
The interesting thing is
Yeah.
that if you're doing this, and let's be honest, seeing a UFO in the sky when people do see five contacts, of course the military is going to be interested.
Mm.
They have to be because it's the military. But it's interesting when people have done that, and I've heard stories where they've done C5 contact, and then heard later on that the military shot it down with high beam weaponry, and it's just like the whole point of them doing that was to get communication started.
Yeah.
And then the military to come in and shoot it down. It's just like, why are you doing that? It was for peaceful reasons. Why are you coming and shooting it?
Unless they know where it is, and by shooting it down, might not do any damage to it.
Oh, they want the technology because it's these orbs of light. As I say, I think they're sentient drones. I don't think there's any ET or any kind of physical being in them. I think it has some sort of sentient AI consciousness.
Yeah. It's injected with a consciousness.
Yeah.
And because our consciousness comes from the same place, maybe they know how to
fly to the navigator.
They know how to contain it.
Yeah.
So they're not killing the consciousness, they're just bringing down the craft, and then the consciousness leaves it. Because that's what they say. I can't remember what the actual term is for them, but these greys, apparently they're clones. So when these small greys die, the consciousness leaves them and they put it in another one. And that's why all these greys look exactly the same.
They're meant to be a hive mind as well, aren't they?
Yeah, that's one theory. That it's just once the body's gone, that's it. That body is not. It's like organic type, but there's nothing to it. That's why they don't have any reproductive organs. They don't have anything about them. It's just the shape of a body. That makes sense.
So, what do you think of this boogosphere then? So, is this one of these balls of light that was shot down? Or?
Well, I keep reading stuff up on this, and apparently it's full of fiber optics.
Yeah, and it was making electromagnetic frequency or putting out an input with someone chanting and using meditatory frequencies and stuff like that. And it's meant to be something like 12,000 years old. They carbon dated some resin in it or something.
Well, they've tried to open it and they can't.
Yeah.
You can see it keeps changing. It keeps altering its the density of it. Sometimes they'll go to pick it up and you can't even move it. You can't roll it or nothing. And like 10 minutes later, you'll pick it up and it's like a helium-filled balloon.
Yeah.
It's like, and no one can understand why or what's going on. They think, obviously, that someone or something is controlling it somewhere, but kind of like having a bit of a mess about with them at the same time.
Yeah.
What's interesting is
it goes transparent. Sorry, it goes transparent as well, so they can see like semi-translucent, so they can see a little bit into it, but then it will go solid again. It's just
I so want to speak to Josh about it. Yeah, I mean, what do you make of it, Miles? I mean, have you looked into the boogosphere? Have you remoted onto it and or anything like that?
I haven't made food yet, to be honest, because it's the first time I actually heard of it.
Oh,
because I was thinking, I don't know what you're talking about.
But you know the one at Manchester Airport, that blue one that kind of messes about and then shoots off? Is that a similar sort of thing? Is it just another version of it, but in blue?
But what's interesting is that with the Manchester thingy, there was in the sun military, But
Yeah.
I can't remember. I mean, what you just said about the Booger craft. I'm not surprised that military haven't turned up, because you do hear these things, like people get these things and then they're gone, or they're
Well, apparently
but
they've tried. They have
Yeah,
tried,
this
apparently.
person's got it, and he's putting out videos, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all these different platforms. And there's like 3-4 people working on them. But then again, you don't know what tech they've got. You don't know how much of it is AI. And because I'm trying some new software tomorrow to create a video, and
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do it pure AI and see how it
Yeah.
goes. And if I can do it, then people that are like fully qualified in IT and all that, it'll be a walk in the park for them.
Mm. That's why I want to speak to Josh, because Golan Blesky, Ryan's brother, because obviously he works for Gaia and all the rest of it, but he's actually been in the presence of this thing and interviewed people who've actually done experiments on it and scientific studies and stuff like that. So I'd love to pick his brain and just like what the hell, man? What's going on with this thing? I mean, are these balls of light that we're seeing in the sky? Is that what I filmed on Kit Hill back in 2014? Is it one of these?
Because if they are going semi-translucent, then you're looking at it in the night sky. There's no light on it. Then it's going to look like there's nothing there. Maybe it is still there. You just can't see it.
You can't see it,
and then it's emitting its own light from whatever energy it uses to move. So when it's moving about, that could be like a generator to create the light from it.
And why could I only see the one light in the sky over Tavistock, and these are all these other ones that are going off and coming together and going on and off, but I couldn't see them? We could not see those with the naked eye, but with the infrared we could,
because it's a different frequency.
It's a different frequency. And it goes back to the 70s goggles, doesn't it, in Vietnam, the red ones, when they use that glass in it that they use for the aura.
Diatramite
glass, something like that.
I will tell you in a minute. I've saved a video on it.
But apparently they were seeing all sorts of entities, demonic things, and all the rest of it through this diatomite or something like that, isn't it? But it's the same. It's the same sort of technology they use in the Kirlian cameras, basically.
Yeah, because it's like a red dye, isn't it?
Yeah.
When they was out in the helicopters using it, and you're seeing all these like things, these flying cryptids and giant humanoid type things, so they stopped using it and changed it. They got rid of the red and started using the green instead.
And then stopped using that kind of mineral in the glass.
But then everyone that was putting them on was seeing the same thing, so it wasn't that one person that was tripping out. But they do say that
the acid test.
But that's the thing I was just about to say. The dye that they used did give off some. It could go into the skin like like lead. So if you hold lead in your hand, you end up with traces of lead in your body. It's a similar sort of thing. So when you'd been wearing these for so long, you'd still be able to trace that chemical in your body. So it could have been
the same thing, though, would you? You'd be seeing different things. It'd be whatever's in your psyche that would be kicking off the trip. So why would people? It's like mass hallucination doesn't work on a skeptical framework, because if you're all hallucinating the same thing, then surely there's got to be some sort of psychic connection to actually see the same thing if it is actually hallucination and you're not actually seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah, there you go. Middle East have many of these spheres observing their behavior right now, including the Ukraine and Russia.
Wow. And it's not the first one that's been shot down as well. There was another one that the military came and nicked, wasn't there? But the Boogosphere seems to be they've actually managed to keep it out of the military's hands, although people have actually tried to turn up and confiscate it and take it off the guy who owns it. But
I'm not being funny, but we were talking about Men in Black before and their ability. If they really wanted to get it, we've got SAS, we've got secret police, we've got all these secret services. If they wanted to get it, they could go in and get it.
Oh, of course they would, but it would cause too much controversy now, because I mean, I don't know what to think of it at the minute. I need to speak to someone who's actually been in the presence of it instead of what you see online, because online's anything, isn't it? Really, it's Pandora's box. But it's so big now, and it's so well known that if they did come in and confiscate it, then wouldn't that confirm that it's legit?
Unless it's been placed by the military.
But it's
part of, I hate the word disclosure, but part of disclosure, because don't even get me started on disclosure. It's a load of crap. But it's like, here you go, mess about with that, and we'll pretend we're coming in and try and get it. It could be using it as a distraction. It could be being controlled by the military. It could be tech that we found it could be tech that we found are taken. Yeah. And they've created these spheres and they're using them, and it's like, right, send them out here, there, and everywhere. Give them a distraction as to what's really going on.
Hence with this 3-eye atlas,
Same thing.
What do you believe? Don't believe anything. Discernment. Discernment.
But if it's on Facebook, it must be true, so that's all we've got.
Yeah, if it's on TikTok.
Yeah. Right, we do have a question. This is from Wayne, Fire Spirit. So he's asking, what would you choose, to be given the truth and never be seen again, or not? So would you like to know everything there is to about UFOs and all that, and what's really going on, but you're not allowed to be out ever again in the general public? You've got to I suppose be in solitude somewhere. Is it solitude? No, that's not right. I don't even know what it is.
The UFO version of Getmo.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather not know, because I love the mystery.
Yeah.
And going out and investigate it. If you know all the answers. It's like, okay, well, now
yeah, but you can find. They'll tell you what the UFOs are, where they're coming from, and all that. But you go missing.
Well, what's the point of knowing that? Then you lost your life, and you've lost the mystery as well. So it's just
but you still live your life, but it might be on some little crappy island in Shetlands or something.
At least put me on a tropical island, shove me in the Maldives or something.
That'd be too nice. But I kind of, with UFOs, I'd like to know. I'd like to know which are ours and which are theirs.
Oh yeah, because we've got to have reversed engineered them by now. I mean, you've got back in World War II, you've got Dying Glock, haven't you, and all the rest of it. And apparently that appeared in Pennsylvania 20 years later.
But this is my question. I only thought about it a few months back. What if it isn't them that have got the tech? What if it's us that have got the tech, and that's why we keep seeing them, because they're coming here to get new technology from us to put in their craft?
But we're not that advanced. We'd have had to reverse.
How do we know? How do we know? Because we don't get told anything. They're never going to tell us anything.
But are these balls of light nothing to do with extraterrestrials? What if they were here before us?
And what if it's just us? There is a million questions with no answers. So,
I mean, Miles, what do you think? Have you remoted the fact that these things could be? They live on our planet. This is their planet. We just happen to be here, or they genetically engineered the human race to whatever facilitate mining monatomic gold. I don't know. Going back to the Anunnaki, but what's your thinking of it? Have you been able to make contact with one of these strange balls of light that just appear in the sky?
I've contacted. I mean, let's face it, everyone on the planet is a hybrid, one way or another.
Especially with those.
The Anunnaki are well known. The Anunnaki species in general, when I've interacted with them, they're quite a species what loves to tinker with DNA. The reason they came to our planet was their planet was dying, and they went to multiple planets and found Earth. But they're really they used us as slaves, and the thing I've got is they took DNA from us and they went back. They always try to wipe us out on planet Earth once with the massive war they had. They went with the because they believe that knowledge and like Pleiadians will tell you Pleiadians believe in unconditional love, free will, and I can't remember the last one. Whereas the Dracos, Draconians don't believe in that. They don't believe in unconditional love. They don't believe in free will. They interfere in free will basically all the time. But we are hybrids of different species, but also different species to interact with us will make hybrids to interact with us. I know that from when I've remote through different things and got information. It's like when our government is interacting with certain species, they make either a hybrid or teleoperate, or basically make a clone and transfer. Basically, how it works is that I think I explained one of these shows before. Is you have a clone and you teleoperate your conscious into that clone.
Yes.
And species do that because instead of taking themselves there, why not just have a clone and just teleoperate your conscious into that clone?
Like small greys.
Yeah.
You've got to wonder if the elites are doing this, like, the likes of the Rothschilds.
Well,
we do have on planet Earth, we do have ETs, we do have spaceports. I mean, I covered one in Arizona. There's a spaceport in Arizona where there's species known as the I can't remember what they're called. They live down there. We've got species what looks like a raptor, but they're fall from planet Earth. They were on the ground before the meteorites. So yeah, we are different. There is ETs here on planet Earth who live in Middle Earth.
Or underwater, the USOs.
Yeah, it's common. I think loads of remote viewers who have looked into that would say, yes, they're here. But, with like the spaceport in Sidonia, they don't, there's a mutual agreement that we look after the surface, they look after the underground. And that's an agreement we've had for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And water species, they don't. What I kind of got the feeling from them when I looked into them is that, well, how much resource it's going to take if you did mess up?
Yeah.
How much resource it's going to take for us? And really, that's your kind of job. I mean, they would interfere if it got really bad, but there's, really, it's like, well, we're kind of safe down here. It doesn't really affect us. It just affects you.
Don't start nuclear war. That's why we keep
turning
all the bases on to.
Got 1 minute left, and then I'm going to gunshot you.
I thought you were going to gong me.
No, gunshot. I'm using different sound effects, so.
You're marching us out of Rendlesham.
Yes, but we didn't get to mermaids.
We didn't.
I'll quickly cover that.
If you can cover that in 30 seconds, I'll be impressed.
Okay.
Go.
So I remote the mermaids when we had that massive beachy thing in America, and the military were all over it. What I kind of got, they were experimenting with sonar. And they were experimenting with sonar. It caused mass beaching. And they weren't expecting it to affect a new species. So they obviously took a body with them. But also what I kind of got the feeling was like, that if you saw them, it looked like a human being, but not a human being.
Yeah.
They hunt in the deepest oceans. They kind of migrate with like the whales, which was a theory. And when I looked into it, I went, yeah. And they're quite curious species. They have intelligence, but not intelligence we have. So they can hunt and kill, but it's not the same intelligence what we have. We can kind of do a little bit more. They have intelligence, it's just not our intelligence whatsoever. But there's a big group of them, because when I felt, I was like, oh, it's a small group, and it felt really, really big. But the military do monitor that, and I did get the feeling of like when people were putting sounds into the water, that kind of rocked the boat with the military. Because
Literally.
If they came out, the biggest thing I got, the reason they didn't want to come out and say, oh yeah, by the way, we've discovered new species, is because their highly classified sonar would also have to come out as well.
Yeah. Sorry, Miles, but I have to do it. But, like Colin's just put, mermaids equal USOs again. So what's not to say these craft that come out the water don't have mermaids in them?
Again, you're going back to the ancient Babylonian gods, aren't you? Where you meant to have the fish god, and he was
So who knows?
Who knows?
Should we do part 3 sometime soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get our feet wet in this one.
Yeah. Flippers, snorkel, the lot. And we'll just do mermaids. We'll do mermaids in USOs. What do you reckon?
And you and Michelle Bra, if you're going to do it.
I can make one. It won't look very good. I won't look very good.
Definitely, if you do it.
So, yeah. So thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. Again. We definitely need to go to Rendlesham before the year's out. And that's it. So we are going to have to end it now. Don't forget the clocks go back late Saturday night, early Sunday morning this weekend. So any of our American viewers, you're going to be 1 hour nearer to the time. So Eastern time, you're going to be 4 hours behind us. Central, you're going to be 5 hours, and Pacific, you're going to be 7 hours. And that's it. So that's just for 1 week, because the clocks go back in the US on the 2nd of November. But we have Robert Murphy, who's going to be talking about Gettysburg, because that's where I met him. It was Reverend Wild Bill that put me in contact with him. So he's coming on the show next Wednesday. He's going to be talking about that, because he goes out investigating and doing all that stuff for the Rendlesham on the brain, Gettysburg battlefield. So he's going to be talking about that next Friday. God, you lucky people! You're getting 2 Halloween specials. One, I'm going to do. Don't even know how I'm doing it. One in the late afternoon and one at midnight. Not sure which one I'm going to put out first.
Depends how risky your outfit is, Andy.
Yes. And then 2 weeks today is our first live paranormal pizza. So we've got all the guests lined up for that. And that's it. So thank you, Miles. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, everyone listening back on Podcast Player. Podcast Player, is that a thing? On podcast, Apple, Spotify, whatever. Audible, you can listen on there as well. So we'll arrange for Miles to come back on. Hope it should be. I've got a few dates available in November, so we can do a Friday there if you're going to be available. And then that's it. We are done, people. Is there anything you want to add, Miles, before we do one for the weekend?
Just that to come to basically for Abby to go to Rendlesham, because this is not meant to be really rude and that, but we get the same. It's just literally me, Alex. Well, it hasn't been for the last couple of weeks. It's just been me, Elaine, and our husband and our child, who are You are literally there every month doing this, and we want more people to go. It's that people say they want to go and then don't come. So it's like, okay, so it's then us again, and we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's quite hard though, because my channel my podcast is quite small, so it doesn't really push much. The things what I push out about Rendlesham Forest gets hidden by bigger channels, and I can't do because people said, "Oh, you need to do a video documentary." I went, "Well, I try, but then the big channels in podcasts just overtake me, so it's like I'm just buried."
Yeah.
Tell me about
it.
And it's like,
no longer, dude.
And it's so annoying, but
yes,
especially you got to do one at Rendlesham, because
definitely
been there and experienced it.
Walk around filming it, and then what the eye doesn't see, this might see.
Oh yeah, I've got trap cams, trail cams, infrared binoculars, infrared recorders, dowsing rods, tri-field. The only thing I haven't got is a Geiger counter.
No, I've got a Geiger counter. I want to meet.
There you go.
Digital K2 meter, but I've got night vision goggles that record in full HD.
Yeah,
so you can use them as well.
Yeah,
right.
What happens?
Yes, so that is it. Well, I'm going to have to go because I'm tired, and it's like 20 to 11, and I need to go to bed because we're doing a recording at 2:00 tomorrow afternoon.
We are indeed.
Yes, so thank you all again. You can watch this back on the YouTube channel. If you are listening and you don't subscribe, please do subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And there's going to be more new stuff coming up as we get to the end of the year and the start of 2026, or being well that we don't get invaded between now and whenever they change the date again. So it does my head in. Right, that's it. I'm going. So see you guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.